Right, here we are at Nazon Zazon Boney. The site is all about. Well, I'll just take you through. I thought I'd just take you through. Some of this is like some of my favourite posts, you know, priest corruption, blah 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 de blah. And then we have welcome and greets, obviously. And then we've got shush, which is the biggest subliminal message you could ever think to have, or anyone would give you throughout your life. I mean, imagine it. The first thing when you're born, what is someone done? What do you do as a baby when the first thing you're born? Shh, shh, shh. Yeah, and that's you in your crib. When you're dying, what's the last thing you hear when you walk in the room and you're on your deathbed? Shh, be quiet. Shh. You see what I mean? So right from birth, right to death, the last things you'll ever hear is shush. And it's so important because today it's ingrained. It's been ingrained in you for many years. Let me just read this here. Okay, let's read this. And I think about shush being used for, no, think about it, shush has been used for thousands and thousands of decades, yeah? You know what I mean? On a profane population, you know, like, you know, we like I just said to you, when we shush, we quiet a baby. When a baby, we shush to quiet a baby, and everyone is shushing on your deathbed. Do you know what I mean? Even in your coffin, when you're in the bloody funeral, you know, it's shush, shush, shush. By shush being used by the elite people, and believe me, they have these big think tanks that use all this and tell, you know, how to control the population. These think tanks are so smart you wouldn't believe it, you know what I mean? And they're there purposely just to manipulate you as a crowd. You know, like you've got yellow jackets on in Paris, do you know what I mean? But what happens? They bring this virus out, boom, all of the yellow jackets are gone. Then you just get, you know, like BLM, well, Black Movement, yeah, great. But it's Masonically done and Masonically run, do you know what I mean? And I can prove that in a bit in other posts, but before we get to that anyway, you know, like it's here, like some of these, you know, Breakfast of Champions, you've heard that. That's been used for 87 years. Can you believe that? Do you know what I mean? Which is obviously porridge, do you know what I mean? And then you got Plop Plop Fizz, do you know what I mean? That was 43 years. That was for Alka-Seltzer. Do you know what I mean? Don't leave home without it, blah blah blah. You know, depending on your age, you'll know what most of the advertisement catchphrases are, but look at the years they've been used on you. I mean, think about that. That's why you can pick them up so easy and you know what they are, you know. Thomas Smith, in his book Successful Advertising, made the following reflection on effective frequency. So this is the frequency to make it effective on you as a person, you know. Now remember, the shush I'm going to show you, it comes on TV, radio, you're getting it through the day, you'll see it on products like t-shirts, children pulling bags through, you know, like Mickey Mouse or Minnie Mouse, do you know what I mean, through an airport. There's all sorts, you know, but here it is, look, you read, I mean, you'll have to come to the forum and read it yourself, but it's all there, the proof, you know. First time people look at an ad, they don't really see it, which is fair enough. I'll skip to like the fourth time. Fourth time, they have a fleeting sense that they've seen it before, you know, you think, oh, I've seen that before, you know. Well, with shush, it's like, oh, I've heard that before. And then like the ninth time, they wonder if they're missing out on something, do you know what I mean? Boom, boom, 12. By the time you get to the 20th time, prospects see the ad, they buy what is offering. So if you're offering a shush to someone, in the end they're going to shush. Do you know what I mean? Don't grasp, keep your mouth shut. Do you know what I mean? Snitches and snitches with stitches and all that. You know, there's little underlying threats as well that go along with that. You know, and that's putting you repeatedly. You know, oh, don't be. You know, you like you in class. Yeah. Now remember, the people who are running the classrooms are Freemasons. Yeah, whether that's male or female. Yeah. You know what I mean? And they're not just normal Freemasons. They'll more than likely be you know, high ranking, you know what I mean? They put in these jobs for a reason, to bring your kids up, do you know what I mean? I've seen that the Grand Halen sign, yeah, in the classroom being used to stop, the children had to stop and be silent, which is which is typical of them enforcing how can you say it, like so when someone gives a Halen sign, that gives pause for attack. Do you see what I mean? So rather than attack, you see it and you think, oh, I've seen that, I've noticed that before, and you remember, and that's back in your school days. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I recognise it like that when I see it. But do you know what I mean? That's in your kids, and I pulled the teacher up on it. I said, I know exactly what you're doing. You know what I mean? And she knew what I was talking about. Do you know what I mean? But that signal there was ingrained in your kids to straight away stop, think about what you're doing before you attack this person or whatever. That's going to shut them up. Do you see what I mean? You know, and this is what I'm on about. You know, it goes on. Look, and up there it says, look, repeat it, believe it. Repeat it and you believe it. You know what I mean? So every time that's repeated, the kids are believing that. Do you know what I mean? Which is bad. You know, fewer message more often. Do you know what I mean? But obviously this is going like, you know, would you write your message? You know, again, come and read it yourself. I ain't going to go through it all. You know, when false claims are repeated, we start to believe they are true. You know what I mean? Here's how behaving like a fact checker can help. You know what I mean? Go through it. You know, this is fact. You know what I mean? The work has already been put out there for you. You know, the illusionary truth effect stems from the fact that we process repeated statements more fluently. We mistake that feeling of fluency for a signal that the statement is true. Do you see what I mean? This is how they get you. This is how they get you to believe stuff because of the frequency of it all. You know, and it goes on all the time. You know, much of what you believe to be true probably isn't, thanks to mental shortcut your brain takes without you realising it. Do you know what I mean? And they know that. They know you're profane. They've learnt this over years and years and years, not weeks and months. Do you know what I mean? It's not years and years. It's decades. Do you know what I mean? Decades and decades and decades. You know, just go back to Rome as usual. You know, before that, and the Egyptians. You know, in the corridors when they're conspiring, you know. But anyway, like the videos are here. That's just like, you know, the first part of my forum. And if you're interested in it, come and find out what a subliminal message of shush is. You know, I've got a couple of little videos coming out, you know, I'm going to start doing. That's the biggest subliminal message, yeah. Now that's just the first part of it, yeah. You know, and that like I said, it goes through and there's all different, you know, go through it. It's got the Freemason shush. I'll go through these with you on my second video, yeah, just so you can understand it more rather than read it. Some people don't like reading, like I said, so I'll show you, yeah, what shush is really about. Do you know what I mean? What shush, and I mean how it is used on people for the, you know, like the greatest man JFK knew, and he was killed for it. You know what I mean? That was the biggest shush you could ever amount or think to. Do you know what I mean? And obviously you can see the pictures here. You got Jim. I mean, think about what shush did for Jimmy Savile. Do you know what I mean? The Clintons. Obviously Savile's coming up a bit later. Do you know what I mean? But he's a classic shush merchant. Do you know what I mean? All of that is, you know, shush. And shush only helps psychopathical. I can't get. You know what I mean? I'll just get so angry. All it helps is criminals and corrupt people. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it's about. All about shushing your kids up. So when they learn to grow up and they get in you know, they learn to shush. Do you know what I mean? And the people who have the shush are the Freemasons, and that's the God of silence. This is what my forum's about, and I'm looking for actual continuity from different places. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to go fully into the shush now, but that's their God of silence. Look, you see the Masonic altar here, yeah? Look right on the front of there. Look, you see the God? That's their God. Shush, straight away. Yeah. I ain't going to name any gods. I don't want people to, you know. Do you know what I mean? I want you to research it yourself. I'm just showing you where this is coming from. Do you know what I mean? Silence and I was nearly going to say circumcision, but circumsex. That wouldn't surprise me then, like, anyway. But yeah, and then on all most of the front of the lodge is audi vidi taste, yeah, which is silence. But there's a more to that, and I'll go. You know, I mean. Well, what it basically means, yeah, you can come and read it yourself. Do you know what I mean? I can't get everything, you know. Like I said, I'm not on this. This is new to me. You know what I mean? It's hear, see, and be silent. That is it. They just want to be there. They want to hear everything they can see. They want to see everything what's coming, and they want to be silent about it because regardless of what it is, they basically want to shush everyone up. And that, obviously, on the end of that, and I hope I'm pronouncing these right, is si vis vivi in pace, yeah, which is. If you would live in peace. Now this is where the gang stalk people. If you don't, you become a perjured individual, yeah, and they won't let you live in peace. And I don't mean just your lifetime. I'm on about generations after you die. Do you know what I mean? So basically, if you want to live in peace, keep quiet and shush to the corruption that Freemasons do. Do you know what I mean? If not, they're going to make you a perjured individual. Not just you, family members. Do you know what I mean? So are Freemasons your enemy within your life? Think about it. I don't know. I've helped many people, and every time I help people, it always stems to corrupt criminals that are Freemasons. Shh. And remember, they're in every lodge in the country, so it don't matter where you go in the world. They're in every town and city, and they organised the biggest gang, the biggest army you could ever think of, and they're in everything. They own everything. You know what I mean? Like I said, have a good little look round the forum. I'll show you all of, you know, how the shush comes about. I mean, look, you know, I mean, you got a Mason here, look, straight away. You see, that's their shush, silent. You know what I mean? Remember your obligation, my son. You know what I mean? And all these little signs, you see, look at the shush at the top. You see, that's what he does. You see, these are all little signs. And they do these signs so fast, it's like a little Rubik's cube. You know, you wouldn't even know it had been done in front of you. Do you know what I mean? Even if a Freemason stood there in front of you, he could signal to another Freemason and you wouldn't even know he'd done it. Do you know what I mean? It's that fast, yeah? You know? I mean, this is another, you know, I'll go through this, I will. I don't mind, I'm going to go through it, you know what I mean? That's some of the shush. I mean, I'm going through it and I'm just skipping through it, obviously, you know what I mean? But again, come to priests, yeah? We all know about priests, yeah? And I could go through it, you know, and I could go round and round in circles, you know? But the church has, for decades, again, you know, centuries, has used shush. Do you know what I mean? And again, in the Bible, 20 times where there is in the Bible it tells you to be quiet and shush. Do you know what I mean? Again, you've got to come and read this yourself. I can't give you all. I'm just giving you the, you know, like the verbals, yeah. But you need to do it yourself. Like here, there's like a link to the BBC, yeah. It tells you straight in there. You know what I mean? But anyway, like it says here, there must be a very special place reserved for these monsters. They are living embodiment of wolves in sheep's clothing, yeah? And once you start to learn who they are and what they are, yeah, these little fucking priests, because most of these are Freemasons as well. Sorry I swore there. I mean, I don't know if I make this a number 18 now at the bloody charts. But this is what it's about, you see? Catch them all at it. And that's in their stained glass windows. Do you know what I mean? Look. Oh, here you go, look, see him shushing, look, beautiful, isn't it, eh? So, you know, and then they'll frighten the kids with that, you know what I mean? They'll say shush, and they'll get to the shush angels, you know, the shush angels, can you believe that? You know what I mean? Look, you see? Shh. Silence is God's first language, can you believe that? You know what I mean? Unreal. And if I keep saying, oh, you know what I mean, don't blame me. Anyway, 20 times the Bible tells you when to keep your mouth shut. Do you know what I mean? In the heat of anger, keep your mouth shut. When you don't have all the facts, keep your mouth shut. But there's all these, do you know what I mean? If you are just nagging, do you know what I mean? What is going on with that, you know? Again, there's people that are good, there's people that are bad, yeah? We can say that, we can get the outgoing clause. But if you're in a group, and if there's 20 people in it, and even if 6 people are bad in it, they're representing the other part of the group. Do you know what I mean? So the other part of the group should oust the other people out. But if you ain't doing that, then you're just part of the problem. Do you know what I mean? You know, regardless. But these priests, they know what shush is, you know? And if you know about, obviously, where that go, I don't need to tell you much more about it, do I? You know what I mean? Then we've got, let's have a look, number 4, shush angels, look, see? Now this is in the church, you know, and then, you know, you've not just got shushing priests, yeah? You've got shushing angels, and like I said, this goes back decades. Look at these people. Do you know what I mean? This isn't just something normal. Of course, it goes back to, obviously, you got the name Hippocrates now. If I get my name, so I don't like doing the names. And anyway, but like I said, this goes back thousands of years. Look. Thousands of years, yeah? Hypocrisies. Never mind. But yeah, see, all these angels, you see? Shush angels. And this is what the priests say. Shh. You know, if not, when you die, these angels are going to get you. Do you know what I mean? You know? Imagine that as a threat to a young kid, you know? Look, that's on the side of a church. Shh. You know, well, actually a cathedral. I can't remember what the cathedral. But again, you know, there's a lot of places here where you've you know, you've got to just research, a little research yourself can open a lot of eyes, you know, like I said, especially the one in the centre of your forehead, you know what I mean. Then we've got, because I'm on a bit of a roll here, I'm going to keep going, we've got shush statues, yeah, right, and this is all free. Look, now imagine that, I've just show you all these shushins, yeah, now you've got shush statues, yeah, and they're all over the place. It don't matter where you go, these statues are there. Look, shush, shush, that's all advertisement, yeah, shh, 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 see what I mean, shh, shh, shush statues. I can't show you, you know, like every one. This is where you come in, you guys. I want to know where there's more shush statues. Look, shush, shush. They're all over the place, yeah. I need you to come to my forum, all of you. Any shush, put it in. Do you know what I mean? I've got different sections what I'll show. Obviously, don't all dive in now. I'll be like, oh mate, because I'm the only forum at the moment, you know. But look, this is movie stars and celebrities. Now, I mean. Now you got BBC Dracula. I'm now starting to fill this. Yeah, obviously the forum isn't done yet, but look at this. Look at the stars. Look, now they're all shushing you on magazines. You know, do you know what I mean? Psychological, modern psychological, and the first thing he's doing is shushing. What's that all about? Do you know what I mean? I don't. You know, oh yeah, that's called because he was silent. That's called Harpoism. Have a look it up. Do you know what I mean? There's that as well, but I didn't research too much into that, you know. I just kept with the shush, you know. Doctor Who, yeah. Vin Diesel. Hello, hello, hello. We know why he's shushing, but you know, it's all. See what I'm saying? It's there, and you can go on all day long with these stars because these are the people that are putting it on the TV, and I'll show you repeatedly, sorry, on telly. Look, shush tattooed on the finger, you know, the one eye, you know, Doctor Who. Look at this. Do you know what I mean? Shush, shush. How many shushes? Oh my God, look at that. Oh, I ain't seen that before, that one. Well, I did see it before. Obviously, she's obviously done the old one eye. But look at, yeah, and she's Madonna, but she's changed her name. Remember that. These people that changed their name, the ones that are the controllers, yeah, are Freemasons, yeah, and I'll prove that later on in videos, yeah. And then when you start to connect the dots, you'll go, oh yeah, you know, look, shh, 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 and I can go on all day long, just showing you movie stars, you know. That don't matter who you think of and who it goes on all day. Look, it goes on all day. Do you know what I mean? Why are so many celebrities shushing? Do you know what I mean? I mean, this dude here, look, right? Now he's shushing here, right? Okay? And I've got him shushing here in another video. And then I've got him shushing in another video here. Oh no, he's doing the old, you know, the old Masonic horns there, sorry. I have got him in another video, but again, you'd have to come to the, you know, and come and see it yourself. But why all of these people, hello, I don't know what's happened here, I'll have to have a sort of this. But all these images here, let's see if that, yeah, that come up, you see. I mean, how about that? Yeah, they are coming up, it's just gone a bit funny on the old forum. Why, and I didn't understand this. This was the Walking Dead, yeah, and all the characters did shush, which I know was something to do with their plot or whatever, do you know what I mean? But I thought that was a big signal, do you know what I mean, for them to, you know, do you know what I mean, there was a message there, do you know what I mean? We know lots of people are talking out, and we know they are, do you know what I mean? People are speaking up, and I think that was just a massive warning to people, do you know what I mean? If you talk, we're going to shoot the hell out of you, if you get what I mean, you know? Yes. I mean, how many people, I mean, he's supposed to be in space. We know they ain't. But look, they're shushing all over the gap. Look, even the zombies are shushing. A bloody zombie. You know, what is going on? Do you know what I mean? Look. You'll see the one eye. The one eye comes in with the shush, yeah, but I don't want to get into that yet, you know. I mean, look. See, these are your handlers, do you know what I mean? And it goes on and on and on and on. You see, that come from, oh, what film was that? That he was there. That was oh, I can't remember. Sorry, it's lost me and eluded me. But that was Christopher Walken in when he was pretending he was God or the devil, And there was the Garden of Eden and that, you know, and he'd go shh, and then the guy would drop dead or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Every time he went shh, the guy would drop dead. So again, there's like little threats like that, you know. So it's not all straightforward, simple. I mean, look, now if you haven't seen this guy on, just search YouTube. I don't even want to use his name, but search him up on YouTube and have a look at his shush in This Is Your Life. Do you know what I mean? And you'll see. And that man, can you remember him? Oh yeah, he's shush. He was a good Mason too. Remember these? Oh, I've got your cuts. Remember, these guys are Freemasons. Do you know what I mean? You know, they're not. You know, he come from a lodge. Again, I'll show that in later videos. Do you know what I mean? And I can go on again. Look, see again. If I need to click this, why that's gone a bit funny on the form, I don't know. But look, all these stars. Look, and it goes on. Look. And it's in move, you know what I mean? Look at that zombie. Why would a zombie go shush when they come after you and they need to hear noise, and then they go oh, and then they're all steaming out you, aren't they? So why would a zombie tell people to shut up? That's ridiculous. Do you know? You know, look, shush, shush, shush. Why would all these people be shushing? You know what I mean? It's just madness. Do you know what I mean? But that is shush, and it's going all day. It goes on all day long in your lives, yeah? But you've got to look for it, do you know what I mean? And if you look for it and you start noticing it, you'll start seeing it on the TV, you'll start seeing that shush on the telly, yeah? I mean, it's on the telly anyway, as you know, yeah? You know, like here, look, boom, shush, shush, you know what I mean? Shush, shush. These are all different, you know, programs, yeah? That I picked them up, but you'll see it, yeah? And I'll do it in a film that I had. You know what I mean? Look at this one. Look. See? The old Beatles. We know about the Beatles, don't we? You know? This is what I mean. This is the handles. It's the same people. That is the fastest shush I've ever seen on TV, yeah? And there's another couple as well. I'll show you. They're so fast. They're so subliminally put in your head. You wouldn't believe it. Do you know what I mean? And the shushing. Oh, yeah. Look, we've got old glitter there. Look. Do you want to see it? Or shall I wait? Now I'll let you come and visit my forum to see that. But yeah, it's on there, you know, the shush. But that's the shush movie stars. And I mean, you're seeing that on telly every day. Do you know what I mean? When you're watching telly, there it is. It's on telly. Do you know what I mean? When you're on telly, there it is on telly. No, but when you're on telly, you know, it's there in front of you every day. You know what I mean? That ain't just a one-off. Look at Disney, right? Now we all know about Disney. Again, you know, these people need to keep you shush and shut your mouth. Do not shush, speak up. You know, Disney films, you know, look, there it is, yeah? And we've got the shush key rings, look. Every character shushing, look. Boom. Look, front of their magazine, shh. You know, keep you quiet, shut you up. You know? And it goes on. Look, even the big characters are doing it, you know, at Disneyland. But obviously, you know, they're key handlers. You know, we know what they do at Disney. You know, it's there. You know, even they, you know, you know, I mean, let's not talk too much on tiled floors. But yeah, look, shush, 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 and you can go on all day, all day. Do you know what I mean? It's ingrained into you. Cartoons, you name it. It's in there. Now look, these two Disney bags, look, getting dragged through the airport. Perfect for shutting people up. Do you know what I mean? Look, be quiet as a mouse. Shush. Oh yeah, keep quiet to the drugs. But I don't know why that got in there, but yeah, you know. And that's how these people roll. I mean, you know Disney, look. Do you know what I mean? Look, that's their pitch, you know, this is their rides. Do you know what I mean? You know, and you got the Illuminati, but I would never go as high as the Illuminati. Illuminati are just Freemasons. When people go, oh, skull and bones and all that, you know, I always got to swear there, but all that, it's just, regardless of anything, before you become a skull and bones, Illuminati, you know, all of them sort of upper grades, you've got to become a Freemason first, you know what I mean? And that's before anything else. So it don't matter when someone goes, oh, it's Illuminati, don't even bother, just go, no, they're Freemasons, yeah, because that's what it is. And there's one in every town in the city, and in each and every lodge, there's a skull and bones, there's Demole, they're all in there, do you know what I mean? But this is Disney, look, do you know what I mean? And they, you know, we know why they want you shut up, do you know what I mean? Yeah? Do you know what I mean? So, you know, I don't need to go any further really into this, I don't think. I'll come out of this one. But that's your biggest, everything is subliminally shushed into your brain, and it will forever. Now we've got the shush kids, right? Look, watch. You see, and they try to make it good, and, you know, again, it's a powerful message, yeah? Going straight into your kids. I'm not going to read all of this, you know. Look, remember the old maxim, look, a child should be seen but not heard. You know what I mean? And it applies to all the pictures that are below. You know, and again, I'll give you like I said, I ain't going to go too much into the gods, and you know, but they're all Freemason gods anyway. And that's Horus, known as to the Greeks as Harpocrates, yeah, the god of silence and shush, which obviously was on the front of the Masonic altar. Yeah, children are supposed to watch their mouth and keep silent. You know what I mean? To stop others from hearing their wisdom. Yeah? Do you know what I mean? Because they do become aware of many things. You don't actually see kids running around, do you? You know what I mean? And they often like repeat the darndest things. You know what I mean? Now I'm reading a bit of this off the forum. You know what I mean? You know. So who is it that run our schools? That wouldn't be Freemasons, surely. You know what I mean? Who runs our courts, our children's homes, social services, the police, the firemen? Do you know what I mean? Who's also running our government and parliament, you know what I mean? And are the very eyes and ears of the elite. Do you know what I mean? Think about that, you know. I mean, did you agree to have an army or a gang lodge in your city or town? Did you agree to them running your local council? You know, I mean, they got the majority vote in everything, regardless of where you think. You know, they run it, you know. Anyway, let's have a look. I mean, remember, silence is a child abuser's best friend. Shh. Criminals, you know what I mean? That's great. Shh. Keep quiet to my crimes, you know. Yeah, I'll go and deal some drugs around your school. Shh, keep it quiet. Everyone keeps quiet, you know. No one likes the grass, do they? Of course they don't. Do you know what I mean? No one likes the grass because it's ingrained to you not to like the grass. Do you know what I mean? Because you've been programmed to shh about crime, because crime only benefits the criminals. And if you go against that, every criminal sets against you because they're all getting in on the pay feed. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's all indoctrinated into you. Do you know what I mean? But from a very young age. Now this is shush kids, right? You know, I'll go through some of that. I mean, look at this. Do you know what I mean? Shush, shush, shush. Hello, got a message there, ain't she? But we better keep quiet about it. You know what I mean? Shh. Now that's mouth to ear, by the way. That's masonry. Mouth to ear, yeah? That's how they speak to each other. A wise word, you know. So again, even the mouth to ear is Freemason, you know, Masonic. It doesn't matter where you go. Look, what's that all about? Shush, which, you know, I mean, we're talking babies here. Do you know what I mean? Shushing. Do you know what I mean? Shh, shh. Mouth to ear is Masonic. Shush is Masonic. Shush is thousands of years old. Shh. Yeah. You know what I mean? If you can't see the Masonic signage in that, you're not really there yet. But you know, look, silence make you sick, and it does. Notice the big adult hand on the silent of the child. Do you know what I mean? But that's their advertisement, you see. There we go. Look, you see, story of childhood. That's Disney. I think that was Bedknobs and Broomsticks. That was. You know, but look, it goes on and on. Shush, 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 shush. This is, you know, all children, you know. Shush, shush. Why would a child that old go shush? Unless he's picking his nose. Or is that a girl? But do you see what I mean? Shh, shh. Again, I think this was a Disney one, but I ain't sure. But the message is there, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? And it goes on and on and on. You people, you just keep quiet about everything. Oh, don't get me wrong. I might be saying, oh, you people, I keep my, you know, it's ingrained in me not to grass. You know, I don't grass. You see what I mean? Or as, you know, one of my favourites, do you know what I mean? What's her name? Daniela Westbrook. I picked a bit up on her lately. You can see her on my wall. But, you know, she's not a lolly, you know, or as she says. But none of us are a lolly. Because we are ingrained to be quiet, to keep shush. You know what I mean? That ain't our faults. It's the government, because they're doing it. They're the ones who put the stuff on the telly. Again, Shirley Temple, if you don't know the story of Shirley Temple, go here, watch the video. Do you know what I mean? It's like Drew Barrymore, you know, she's another one, you know, stars what were really young, you know, on drugs and having sex, do you know what I mean? Which is all shushed up, do you know what I mean? You can hear it, it's there, you know. Shirley Temple, look, from a very young age, do you know what I mean? Shushing, do you know what I mean? See, and this is what it's all about. But if I just go here, I'm trying to, you know, obviously this bit I can't like do it as a setup. I should have done, but it don't matter anyway. But like I said, she was doing this from a very young age. Look, shush, shush, and there's the, you know. But again, that was because she was doing this. Look, with men. Do you know what I mean? Hollywood, and who was it who ran Hollywood? Do you know what I mean? Work it out. You know, it's all there. You know, this is some of their films. Do you know what I mean? That's Shirley Temple again. Do you see what I mean? You know, I can't remember what the movie. I think the movie's on the. You'll have to come to the forum. The movie is there, I think, where it comes from. But do you see what I'm saying? The message is there. You know. But even she knew from an early age how to shush. Do you know what I mean? You know, you got like here. This is Ryan O'Neill, and this is his daughter Tatum. I mean, I didn't know, you know, but what I'm saying is, look, she's smoking in bed. Do you know what I mean? It ain't just once. That's like a couple of times. Again, I can't remember what the movie is. I don't, you know, I really don't know what the hell's going on there. Like, but, you know, research it, you know. But this is where it all stems from, you know, Hollywood. You know, if you, and, you know, it's not just Hollywood. I'm on about Hollywood. The people that run the countries, do you know what I mean? Because they're the protection, and they're the ones that are indoctrinating you with the shush, do you know what I mean? Then we've got like an all sorts shush here. I think it's just like random stuff what I picked up. Oh yeah, that's it, yeah. Sorry. Again, look, you've got nurses that are shushing. Now we know nurses of like, you know, rainbow girls, and you know they come from all that sort of, you know, the Eastern Star. This is what your nurses are, yeah, Masonic Eastern Star, Masonic rainbow girls. But you know, you've got Santa. Look, even at Christmas time, you know, they're advertising their shush to you. Do you see what I mean? So in just about, you know, it's not just, you know, it can be seasonal as well. Do you see what I mean? You know, and it goes on and on. You know, look, it just you know. Just shush, be quiet, you know, stop speaking, don't speak. I mean, look at this. Shush, the voice of silence, but look at his eye. You see that? Look at the Masonic. You see what I mean? Square and compass, look. And what you've got to do, you've got to pull that screw out of their compass. Do you know what I mean? So they lose their direction. Because if you don't, this is going to go on and on and on and on and on. You know, shh, shh. You know, and the people here that have researched these sort of people that are shushing, you know, and I can't go into it, obviously, all of it, but I'm just doing the videos as I can and as I, you know, as and when I can. But yeah, this is what it's about. Shush, silence. This is coming out during the war, look. Do you know what I mean? All these shushes, you know. Open a trap, happy jack. You know what I mean? So if you open your trap, you're going to, you know. So a lot of this comes from the war as well. This is when the Freemasons went underground as well. You know, again, you know, look, shh, and it's there in cartoons, it's in everything. Oops, sorry, shush Shrek, you know. The lives we shared together would forever bind us, shh, which is, you know, that book there is something to do with, like, you know, like, again, Salt and Children, you know. But it's all about shush. This is who it benefits, the criminals, do you know what I mean? Shushing or being quiet about something. Now that's another TV program. I can't remember what that one was, but Zip It, you know, it's on every telly program. Look, Worshipful Master, WM. Do you know what I mean? Shh, your Worshipful Master. Shh, you know what I mean? And obviously, if you know what the circle is, do you know what I mean? There's a lot of squares in my circles. Do you know what I mean? But we won't go into that today. But yeah, Masonic, you know. Shush at the Super Bowl. Look at that. That's the Super Bowl, that is. Yeah. Nurses and beds. Again, these people that are doing this show, by the way, will be like Rainbow Girls or Eastern Star, yeah? I'll show you later how they congregate into, you know, into massive scales. But these people are shushing. They're not shushing for nothing. They're shushing for a reason. You know, even on the front of like covers now on Netflix, you know, I'll show that over and over again, yeah? you know. But again, I might as well just go through the full of this. You'll have to come to the forum just to see it. Statues, Disney, shush, all sorts. What has been shushed up? Now, I haven't put a lot in here, you know. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, if you've seen my Daniel Westbrook interview, there's a few questions I'd love her to answer for me. Do you know what I mean? Right there. Okay. But, you know, and then like we know Brian Harvey, yeah, I've kept my eye on him. I've never mentioned him. I don't mention people that are being stalked because I just think that brings, you know, I just think that brings more, you know, bloody idiots to the table that just do it for nothing and think, you can get more, you know. And I'm going to show you some stuff, you know, where one poor girl said, you know, she's been stalked online. Do you know what I mean? Only for making a certain comment, but everyone's going, oh, hang you, this, that and the other. Got her to close her business down in Twitter and things like that, you know what I mean? Saying the awfulest things to her, do you know what I mean? Just for some sort of thing. And I'm thinking, fucking hell, you know, you don't say nothing. You're getting served up down on the street by drug dealers and they're all fucking this, that and that, and not one of you is saying anything to it. That's crazy, do you know what I mean? But look, this is Danielle, do you know what I mean? Straight out of it, look. Do you know what I mean? And now she's gone underground at the moment, hasn't she? Because she had a spat with Brian. But, you know, I mean, do you know what I mean? These stars know exactly what they're doing, you know. She's not a lolly, you know what I mean? She's, you know, but she's the one who's gone underground, Brian in. He's the one up front going, yeah, well, come on then, you know. But he's not being, they're trying to shush him up. I mean, imagine that, all his friends are gone, do you know what I mean? Why? Do you know what I mean? Who's been around all his friends and made him like that? That, you know, obviously he's a perjured individual, but who would do that to you? Do you know what I mean? You know? And then we've got the whistleblower and heroes, yeah? Now come here and have a look at some of these heroes here. You know, some of these you'll know, Melanie Shaw, you know what I mean? But, you know, come and have a read of them. These are the people, yeah, that whistleblow on people that are naughty, but this is what happens to them. They get ostracised, do you know what I mean? Sacked, shot, do you know what I mean? You know, these are truthers and whistleblowers, you know what I mean? People like Brian, you know, and so many in my head I couldn't go off, you know what I mean? And then, like I said, I need to write a little script down. This is all off the top of my head. I've got nothing like written down. I should have written it down really and sort of had a lot of game plan, but I just thought, you know, and I started off and I was just doing a practice when I actually started this, and I thought I was going to be stuttering and God knows what. But I'm doing quite well, I think, really. I don't know. At least I'm not stuttering. And I don't know, I mean, it's my first video, do you know what I mean? I apologise if things ain't really gone that good or that much of a explain, but I will go through it more, you know, deeply as I go through. I'm just trying to show my forum off really, but the shush is so important, yeah? You know what I mean? Like I said, look, so trolls unindate sites, yeah? That's why I never mentioned Brian, yeah? Much, you know, and I've followed Vomit, victims of Masonic ill treatment. I was back in the day with there. I was Second Family. I was giving advice there to Joe Sterling, you know, but you know, I've been there. You know, come to my forum and you'll see it. Go back and there's 2 decades, maybe 2.5 decades of information on a forum that I never put out. You know what I mean? I got sidetracked with it, but I've still got loads of information on it. It's on here. You know, I've posted all the links now here, you know what I mean? So anyway, so the trolls are unindicted sites, do you know what I mean? Just like this one with disinformation designed to make all victims and whistleblowers appear crazy, delusional, violent, on drugs or disabled through promoting fallacies that instantly conjure disbelief and assumption of paranoia and mental illness. Now you can just go watch Brian and it's all there. This is what they do to you, you know, especially people that are actually, you know, coming forward and speaking out, yeah, because they want to keep you shush. Do you know what I mean? They don't want people to like you, they want people to hate you, so people don't listen to you. Do you know what I mean? They don't want anyone to speak out, and if you do, you're going to be out in a negative light. They're going to make you a perjured individual, yeah, or you're going to get a bullet in the head like Lady Diana, Jill Dando. Do you know what I mean? There's many more, you know, that I could mention, and I'm still waiting. You know, my gang stalkers are there, and they know I know. And the thing is, I'm 2.5 decades up on them. Do you know what I mean? And I'm only just sort of like coming out, you know, and obviously I'm going to get, you know, it's not going to come out, you know, not just yet. My story's still going, you know what I mean? So we'll see. Remember, we are all fighting a war against our so-called public servants, and we know who they are, and all of the elite. So sadly, they have all the weapons. They have the money, yeah, they got the guns, and we are, what, totally defenceless. I mean, let's go raise an army, you know what I mean? Now, I'm not going to insult anyone, but I mean, you know, what sort of army can you raise? You can't. But you go get a Freemason, and I'll tell you what, they'll soon raise an army. You know what I mean? And if you don't know what the numbers are, look down my wall or look through this forum. And I'm telling you, if I was a Mason, I can call every Mason in this town to my house to stand with me. But that'll be the first gang that raises up when the time comes and there's trouble, and there will be. That's the first people that are going to rise up and be against you. And they're going to have the guns. They're going to have the swords. They've already got the swords. They do an arch of steel. I'll show you that later. But like I said, I can't do everything. You know, I mean, I'm just like rushing through this. You know what I mean? See, people who are intimidated by you talk bad about you with hopes that others won't find you so appealing. Do you see what I mean? You know, and this is what they do. You know, look at this girl. Look, how can you shush this up? Do you know what I mean? Victoria, look at her story. Do you know what I mean? She's shushed up beyond belief. Shushed up beyond belief. These are the people that got killed. JFK for his speech, you know. Do you know what I mean? A Freemason speech he made, yeah. You know, on secret societies, yeah, and what they were all about. He knew. Do you know what I mean? What they did. That's what Hitler did. Hitler knew. Yeah. That's why he was so anti-Freemason. He was a Freemason. Do you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. And he betrayed them. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that's why they all went underground in Great Britain. They never come back out, not like America. They're more, you know, outgoing and that, you know. But here they sneakily, you know, obviously cautious and caution, you know what I mean? But all these people here, they're all killed because they speak out. Do you know what I mean? Each and every one of them. Lady Diana, John Lennon, you know, we live in a crazy world. What's going on, you know? You know, and this is what it's all about, you know. This is what I'll remember. In the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies. I'll remember the silence of my friends. You know what I mean? Right, anyway, they don't watch, you know, they don't want you to have free speech, because with free speech, what happens? People start waking up, you know, and I'm going to show you again, you know, just with these videos, how you get shushed up on YouTube, Twitter, all of them. Get away from them, just come off, you know, get on to something else. Like people are giving me Mule and BitChute, you know, get on something new. I'm going there, you know, I'm going to go on it, you know, because these other ones, you know, you're just losing all your account. If you're, you know, you know, I'm talking, just look at Karen Brewer, yeah, Australian, yeah, beautiful girl, you know what I mean, knows all about masonry, gives you all the relevant information about it, yeah, links it up to their schools, you know, who their family is, all beautifully, do you know what I mean? And then they just deleted like a Facebook account, a YouTube account, all the videos she made, she lost, you know. But again, I asked her, you know, I've offered her many a time to come and post on here so she'd have a backup of a backup. But she didn't listen, so she's lost it all again, you know. I'm so gutted for her. But there you go, you know, that's what they do. Do you know what I mean? You know, do the right thing, even when no one is looking. It's called integrity. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying don't let, you know, I'm not saying like my integrity is brilliant. That ain't, you know what I mean? But it's certainly better than the gang stalkers that are stalking me. Do you know what I mean? And I'll take that, and I'll tell you what, I'll sit here now with any Freemason, yeah, that's been involved in my gang stalking. Do you know what I mean? And I'll do a lie detector side by side with him. Do you know what I mean? And we ain't got to talk about any Freemason, do you know what I mean? Like secrets or anything like that. Like it's going to be, oh no, we'll get, you know, I can't do a lie detector because they'll find out secrets of Freemasonry. No one can find a secret. It takes 3 years to be just to be about an apprenticeship. You know, an entered apprentice takes about 3 to 4 years, maybe longer, to get that. Unless you've got money and you can pay for your rise, then you can get a little skip ahead. You know what I mean? But just see what I mean? So, you know, they've got no excuse to come and answer the call. You know, but yeah, that's you know, that's what that is. You know what I mean? That's the negative light, what they do to you, and you need to come in and have a look at it. You know, there's actually an EU law, analysis, which is a directive on whistleblower protection. You know. And I'm not, you know, gang stalking ain't just, you know, I'm going to get into gang stalking a bit later, you know, I ain't going to do it now, it's not, you know, it's not the time, you know what I mean? But there is whistleblower laws, but they're laws made by Freemasons anyway, because if you've got Freemasons running it, yes, let's say you're going into witness protection program, right? What the hell? Now, the first thing, that person who's in the witness protection program is being protected by the very criminals that work in the system. Do you see what I mean? So if they're Freemasons, they're going to give it away anyway because he's a Freemason brother. Do you know what I mean? So you go into a witness protection program, you're not protected. Do you know what I mean? Even if you did and you gone, people go, oh, he's in the witness protection program. Is he? I don't know. He could be shot, dead, killed or whatever. Do you know? No, you don't, because you're profane enough not to know. What you should do, he's under protection. Put him under protection so we can all see him. You know what I mean? He shouldn't have to hide up. He should be, do you see what I mean? But they say, oh, he's protected. You know, I mean, back in the day, Freemasons, when they went to hang someone, if it was a Freemason, do you know what they used to do? They tell the guy to struggle like hell. He'd struggle like hell, come through the door, struggle like hell. They go, oh, we're going to have to gag him. Take him back through the door. Swap him out, the Freemason, put a profane man in, gag the profane man, put a hood over him, swap the clothes over, bang. Do you know what I mean? And then hang the profane man. The actual Freemason would then get on a boat to America or Australia and have a free life there. Do you know what I mean? While the profane man was swinging on the gallows. Do you know what I mean? And that's what they do, you know. This is how sneakily and snide, because they run the jails. Do you know what I mean? They run the jails. I've seen them in the jail. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking, no, what the hell's going on? They're actually doing lodge meetings in the jail. You know. There's, you know, and again, you can just research it. You'll find that they're in everything. Do you know what I mean? Ain't like, you know. Isn't like a new thing. Do you know what I mean? They're in everything. Yeah, so that's the whistleblower news. I'm going to stop there. Do you know what I mean? I'll leave that. That's the Sshhed section of my forum. But there's other things, you know, like the Illuminati and Freemasons in there. I'll go through that a little bit with you. You know, like we've got the UK, we've got worldwide Freemasons, Illuminati, you know, but I don't like calling them Illuminati. They're just Freemasons anyway, but just to keep that, you know, for the profane, you know, they go, oh, I'm Illuminati. So I just keep that in there for the profane, really. You know, and then you've got the Hazen Games, you know, they got the Masonic charities and what they're all about, you know. Why are they wanting to chip people? Do you know what I mean? And then you've got the wives and girlfriends, you know, they'll tell you what, you know, what a Freemason is, you know. That's from their wives and girlfriends, you know. How they act in like forums, you know. I want you to come and help me fill this, you know. Any Mason that's in a forum posting, you know, same old thing, oh, he's on drugs, he's crazy. I want it posted in here, you see, with the scripts. Because remember, criminals are habitual. Do you see what I mean? You know, so I want to have everything all around, whatever you pick up from Masons, regardless, going crazy, when it's truth and you're saying, when you come in and post it here, the scripts, you know what I mean? There's lots of other bits and pieces. I'll do videos on what I need, you know. I want everyone just to come in and put in for the continuity. It's not continuity, well, for the, you know, where everything is the same. Do you know what I mean? Don't matter what town or city you go to, it's the same thing. They're ripping off the money here or whatever. You know what I mean? I want to hear about it. Do you know what I mean? I want to see it, you know? Then we've got the Illuminati, again, for the profane, the Illuminati, but it's just Masons. Masonic signs, yeah, which is like, you know, the all-seeing eye. There's handshakes. You'll see all sorts of funny going on, you know, all around the world, you know, Masonic hand apron signs, you know. I'll go through each section of this and I will talk about it, you know. And then we've got some nice book scans. You'll have to join up for that, though. There's hundreds more books coming. You know, I've got every book you can think of, do you know what I mean, to do with Masonry. You've got the ritual books, you know, the Masonic ritual books. We've got everything from, like, Pike, you know, Albert Pike, you know him. You know, and then there's Masonic films and lectures, you know. Some are books, some are, you know, like I said, some are books, some are like actual films, do you know what I mean? But it's all to do, you know. The book section is the books, do you know what I mean? And you can read them, download them, they're e-books, do you know what I mean? You know, the Masonic ritual books like this, you see, for instance, do you know what I mean? Oaths and obligations and penalties, do you know what I mean, of the first 3 degrees, you know. So if you want to become a Mason, a profane Mason that is, then yeah, you can. But that's, you know, that's the book section, do you know what I mean, Knight Templars. I've just done that. It's actually, you read that on the forum, but yeah, that's what it's all about. I love it. But anyway, my next my next one is my gang stalking and vomit. There's a little bit going on here. I haven't put too much in. Like I said, I'll put a lot in on my old site, and I'll show you that as well, where I was doing this over 2 decades ago. You know, the little snowball, what they started, has grown into a boulder, you know what I mean? But we'll get into that a bit more later. And then we've got the drugs and the police, you know what I mean? That's worth just come and have a look at the kids that are killed by drugs, yeah? And then you lot all sit there like going, ha ha, hello mate, slapping each other on the back, getting a drink, you know, selling your kid for about 10 quid pint, you know what I mean? Saying, yeah, you're the best, you know what I mean? There's no heroes in drugs, or you know, but again, it's about homeless people, you know, ex-junkies, ex-prisoners, prison guards and convicts, you know what I mean? Some of it's good, some of it's bad, you know. I don't know, you'll have to make your own mind up on that one, but again, it's each and every section of this is shush, because they certainly don't want to hear any of this, you know what I mean? They want to shh, you know what I mean? If I get a bullet for it, well, you know where to blame, you know where to come. And then you just ask about my gang stalking files, and then you start uploading them, and then you start asking questions, don't you? But anyway, before, like I say, I don't want to get into that yet. You got Children's Social Services and CAFCAS, again, Masonically run. Do you know what I mean? I want to hear more content, you know, more stories of similar. It's all in there anyway, just what I'll put in there. You know, Norfolk, Scotland, CAFCAS, I think I've got Wales in there, you know. Again, that demotes the whole of UK, you know, and it doesn't matter where you are. I did a search the other day for some, you know, for some girl who was having trouble, you know, and I said, yeah, there's your social services, do you know what I mean? It's just corruption right the way through it, you know, and what you should be studying and what you should be looking for and not being profane is practical law dissent UK, you know what I mean? You need to get into that, you know, and I've got Facebook, Fastbook, where, you know, you can put, I want to hear again, the I keep calling it continuality or whatever it is, but you know, the similarities, you know, because that's what it's all about. You know, I see deleted topics or banned posts that you do, screenshot it, post it, do you know what I mean? Yeah, I've got loads of it, you know, where I've like just done a post, someone's shared it and then it's gone dead. You know, I did a video the other day, so I've got loads, I've still got loads to put on this forum, do you know what I mean? And then we've got the COVID-19 deadly pandemic, do you know what I mean? So again, look, the first post in there, look, you know, something the profane people won't speak out about, you know what I mean? You know, and it just goes on. But, I don't, you know, again, they want you to keep, you know, at 1% pay rise for the NHS workers. Do you know what I mean? That's what they can afford while the government, you know, do you know what I mean? You know, and you may think, oh, that ain't a lot for the NHS worker, all right? But remember, these people, and I'm not saying them all, you know, and I'm not saying 100% or whatever, but I can guarantee the doctors and the high rankers, yeah, that work in the NHS are Freemason, they're Masonic, they're Rainbow Girls, or they're Eastern Star. And their lodges pay them a fee. Don't forget, these Freemasons get they get a fee. Do you know what I mean? They're working this. That's their job. That's their life. They get paid. You know what I mean? Paid to be Freemasons. Do you know what I mean? So they're not just you know, they're getting paid for their silence as well. You know, I'll show that. I've got, you know, again, I've got their books and what have you, you know, on their accounts and stuff and what they actually pay. You know what I mean? So it's all, you know, it's all there. Yeah, this is my forum anyway, and it's Nazon Zazon Boni, and that stands for the key to the hidden treasure in Masonry. There it is. There, the key to the hidden treasure, Nazon Zazon Boni. You can shorten that, but it's actually a bit I've put a new web address for that, yeah, which is www.sshhed.com. yeah, this will come back online, but at the moment, for some reason, that's been shushed up. The shush has been shushed up, but that's what that is, yeah, shushed.com, yeah, so you got the SSHHED shushed.com. That will become, that's only a forwarding, that's a forward, but at the end of that it's shortened, and instead of having to keep typing in Nazon Zazon Boni, which is Masonic anyway, so, and I don't know if that's more than likely helping their rituals, but the key to the hidden treasure, that's what Nazon Zazon Boni stands for. There's a lot more to come, you know, this is just my first video, And like I said, I hear people that can add to these forums, yeah, the continuality or the same, you know, situations of what's happened to them, especially in the gang stalking. Now, gang stalking covers like you're at work, yeah, and certain people, you know, again, I helped a fella a couple of months ago, and he was working on a conveyor belt, and they were throwing stones at him, like 3 fellas, do you know what I mean, throwing stones, making him feel uncomfortable so he'd leave his job. Do you know what I mean? So they could get his mate into the job. Yeah, he was sure they were Freemasons. Do you know what I mean? Or he wasn't sure, or whatever. Anyway, but they were doing it, and that's gang stalking. Do you know what I mean? That's what it's about. You know what I mean? But the Freemasons are, you know, professional at this, getting people out. You know, especially if you're a perjured individual, they'll get you out of a job. They do all these dirty little underhand tricks and tactics to leave you poor. Do you know what I mean? So your life is crap, while their life is good. But we'll get into that a bit more anyway. But I want to see, you know, things from social services, anything that's that. I don't want to hear, you know, like, I want facts, you know what I mean? Not hearsay, this, say. If you've got a story to tell, yeah, tell it, do you know what I mean? But let's have facts, you know what I mean? Now, we know little Masons can come in and do this and do that and give false information, do you know what I mean? We've seen all that before. But that ain't going to happen on this forum, do you know what I mean, yeah? Not like you did with Second Family, you know what I mean? All go, oh, we're victims of Masonic ill treatment and blah, blah, blah and all that malarkey, you know what I mean? I'm a bit more, I ain't so profane like, you know what I mean? You're talking to a Royal Master Mason here, you know what I mean? I'm a blood, you know what I mean? A blood Mason. I'm a blood prince, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm that high up, I am. But anyway, I bet you'll have got some red-faced Masons tonight. But anyway, yeah, there's more interesting videos coming, and like I said, that's a little bit of my forum. I hope you join. Do you know what I mean? At the moment, I've only got 50 members. I did have, yeah, 50 members. Do you know what I mean? 2 users online. We never get many users online. I don't mind. I don't care about the numbers. You know what I mean? I care about the knowledge. Do you know what I mean? You know, if you can read and you're happy reading the forum, then don't join. I don't, you know, it doesn't bother me. Do you know what I mean? But you will have to join, I'm sorry, if you need the, you know, the ritual books, Masonic ritual books. Is, you know, there's all sorts of Knight Templar books. You know, the Knight Templar books I've done, you can actually just read straight off onto the forum, like, you know. So you can read, you know, it's about the author, give you the review, you know, give you the thing, and then you can actually just read it on site if you'd like, you know. But again, it all just leads, you know, everything. It doesn't matter where you are, any instance that'll lead to Freemasonry. You know, you lose a job, you know, you lose a court case, you think, oh, how did that happen? Why did that happen? You know what I mean? Instead of questioning it, just think about who is behind it. You know what I mean? You know, look at you know, not Hungerford. Well, yeah, again, that was Freemasons, Hungerford. You know, like, see what I mean? My mind go blank now. It's like dun. Oh God, Hillsborough. You know what I mean? Hillsborough, full of masonry. You know, at the end, yeah. And I think it's in the UK section. I think it's on the sticky here somewhere. You know what I mean? But you got Masonic counsellors, look, Freemasonry, influencing judges. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And it gives you everything about that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. What is Nad's own bony and the kid? You know, have a read. Do you know what I mean? Of each thing. You know, these here. The stickies are what I think is important. There should be a few more, but you know, that's what I, you know, that's what I, you know, what I think. You know what I mean? You know, but you've got like Huddersfield Freemasons. You know, anything what's in the UK is in this section. Do you know what I mean? So if you're in the UK, you know, have a look. You might get, you know, you just might, you know, get educated enough to, yeah, to know what's going on in your life. Are you being stalked? Are you a victim? Do you know what I mean? Because people that I'm speaking to a lot of people, I've helped a lot of people as well, you know, and I've kept my mouth shut and all. But you know, you keep quiet. That's what they like. Sorry. Yeah, have a look. And I can't remember what I was saying about where I was pointing there. Yeah, Masonic books. You know, have a look. There's audio books as well. There's like 18 audio books. You know. 1823, I think, I don't know, Albert Pike books. But yeah, that's it, you know, just have a look. I want to continue, you know, I want stories from people, you know, especially, you know, like you have a court case and then you go, oh, how did they win that? How could they possibly win that? Do you know what I mean? You know, because I'll tell you how they possibly, because the judge was more than likely a Freemason. Do you know what I mean? You got the usher would be one and all. Trust me, the usher's one. Do you know what I mean? The police who's dealing with the case. You know what I mean? But if you're the profane person who couldn't believe it, even when you're standing there with 100% evidence and you still lose the case, you know, that's crazy. It's Freemasonry. That's what it's called. Oh yeah. The Hillsborough, yeah, you know. So what happened? The Freemasons were investigating it all, blah blah blah, and one, I think it was a policeman, made a mistake in the case. So when it got to court finally years later, it was actually thrown out because of some policeman. Now I bet the person who made the mistake years earlier, and you can read it on the forum, was a Mason, and he messed up the case, and he knew it was going to mess the case up. But there you go, that's another story. But I'll come back, and that's my forum. I hope you join. I hope you like it. You know what I mean? Some fantastic, you know, fantastic people that I've met and dealt with over the last couple of decades. You know who you are. You know who you ain't neither. But yeah, the ones who know me and who've spoken to me, yeah, it's been really, you know, it's appreciated just for, you know, for all the, you know, the support and the help you've done and everything you've done over the years, you know. So anyway, I'll leave it there. That's me. I'll see you soon, guys. Have a great day. Remember, Nazon Zazon Boni, and just keep that in your head and pass the link. You know what I mean? Thank you all. Thank you very much. Have a great day. This is your Master Mason of the Bloodline. Goodbye and good night.